Paul from Journey of a Petrolhead again, and today we're at the conclusion video for the Jaguar F Pace 20D AWD that we borrowed off Kevin Giles Motors. There's your phone number down there, kevingilesmotors.ie. Thanks for the loan of the car, Kevin. It's a nice machine. Let's see what kind of score it got overall in our conclusion here. So let's start off with the wheels. The wheels, 18-inch wheels, good off-road tyres, massive, huge, big off-road tyres on this thing. Real presence in the side of the car with those wheels. They do stand out quite a bit. The car itself is huge. The doors are huge. There's lots of headroom though, and I love this tailgate. I gotta tell you, the electronic tailgate. I like that. Headlights. We have xenon headlights with daylight running lights made from LED strips around the side, like Jaguar normally do. They're automatic lights with automatic wipers. Really nice, like that setup. That's really good. The seats. The driver's seat and the passenger seat, very comfortable. Big seats. The seats in the back are amazingly comfortable. There's a lot of stuffing in the bolster of those seats. Really comfortable place to be. The ones in the front are heated. There's good quality leather in there. It's a nice finish around the seats. Really good. The seats in the front heated for 3 different levels. They're nice. I like them. They really do work quite well. They give also a very good driving position. You're up very high in this car, so you can really command the road. You have a great view all around you. It's a nice driving position. It's easy to get the seat and the steering wheel into a good space that you can be comfortable in. The wing mirrors on the side are really large, so you have great visibility down either side of the car. You have good visibility too. I thought this rear window was going to be too small. I'm looking at some other SUVs around me. There's a Kia Sportage over there. The rear window's tiny. This is not that problem. This is not a bad rear window. You can see quite a bit out of it, which is a surprise, because when I saw the design of the tailgate, I thought there'd be an issue there. There isn't. There's good rear visibility in this for what it is. The controls on the dashboard. So Jaguar have upgraded their dashboard. So the XF that we test drove a while ago, my XF, the controls aren't great. You can't tell what the aircon temperature is. You can't tell what track you're playing if you're in the wrong mode on the screen. You can't synchronize the air conditioning by pushing a button on the dash. You got to go through various menus, and you get lost very easily in the menus. That doesn't apply here. This is the upgraded version of the Jaguar dashboard. It's much more sensible. The temperature gauges are shown at all times. The sync button is there. You can see what audio is playing. You can see all the driver's details on the readout in front of you as you drive. NPG, cruise control setting, that kind of idea. I much prefer this layout. It's nice. My one drawback maybe, the central gear selector is now very alone. There's nothing around it. I've seen other ones where there's a lot of switches around it. It looks different by itself. I get used to that very quickly. There's good ventilation. You know what I'm like? I like air blowing on my face when I'm driving. There's good ventilation in this car. That's great. There's good automatic lights, automatic mirrors, automatic wipers. I like all that. The auto-dimming mirrors are fantastic. I do like that. The rear seat passengers. So generally I complain that we don't have enough power sockets. This is a totally different problem. We have the standard 12-volt power socket, and we have 2 additional USB ports in the back. That's brilliant. For people who are charging phones or charging laptops or whatever, there's always a USB cable to do it, and you have to find the plug for the head. You have to find a socket for the car. None of that here. You plug it straight in the USB socket in the back. Off you go. That's top notch. Well done, Jaguar. Really good idea. I like that a lot. That'll make it nice and simple for kids on long journeys. They won't be fighting over, Dad, I want to use the charger now. I hear that more than once. That won't be a problem here. There's 3 chargers in the back, 2 of which are USB. Brilliant. There are reading lights. There's an armrest. There's tons of headroom. The storage all over the place. Electric windows. And I really like the panoramic roof in this particular car. Panoramic roof makes a huge difference. Makes the car nice and bright and airy. Almost feels like you're driving a convertible without the drawbacks of wind in your hair and bugs in your eyes and rain on your head. This kind of idea is really nice, and you can close over the curtain on top if it gets too bright. So, like the panoramic roof, every car should have them. It's a great idea. So, like the new Jag Dash, like the panoramic roof, speed limit assist. Let's talk about speed limit assist. When you're driving down the road, the camera in the car that clocks what the last speed limit sign was. This is set for miles per hour in this one. I'm not sure it is actually. I have to recheck that, but the speed limit sign is there. What it does is it detects the speed that you're doing, and it detects what the last speed limit sign was, and it compares, right? And in actual fact, I'm wrong. It's kilometers an hour now that I think about it in this particular car, but it knows what speed you're doing, which is brilliant. So it checks the speed limit, it checks the speed you're doing, and it flashes at you if you're going too fast. It's nice and simple. And many times have we passed the speed van, and we're not really sure what the speed limit is, and we don't know when we last saw a sign, and if we saw the sign, we weren't paying attention. This is brilliant. This records the last sign it saw. All you have to do is look down at the dashboard. The display is always there on the left-hand side. That's top notch. And if it's blinking, you're going too quick. Slow down. Fantastic. There's also an intelligent limiter you can link to that in this car, and there's cruise control. Really, really nice idea. This electric tailgate is a brilliant idea because the tailgate opens way up. I mean, I'm sitting off the ground here. The car is huge. And to try and reach that, well, that can be tricky. So I have two ways to close it. I can push the button here, or I can push the button on the key. And brilliant. Right? All cars should have that too. It might be handier if there was a camera on this particular model for reversing, but there are plenty of sensors, so it is actually easy to get into a spot because I did it not so long ago. Camera might be better, but it's not essential. Now, for such a big car, a big heavy SUV, you're always worried what the cornering is like, what the road holding will be like. In this, the dynamics of this car are fantastic. It handles really well. Jaguar engineers did a great job making this handle properly, like a proper car, not like a over heavy SUV. Goes around corners quite nicely, handles the power delivery quite well. The gearbox can keep up with the ratios quite nicely, and the engine, the 180 horsepower Ingenium 2-litre diesel engine in this is nice. It does actually hold the power curve when you want it to, and you've the different driving modes. You've dynamic, you've eco, you've comfort, etc. You've also got the winter mode, and you've got the slippy surface assistance mode that Jaguar have for ice and mud and whatever. So this is well set up to allow you drive the way you'd like to drive, right? And because it's a big heavy SUV, you don't necessarily need to take it easy. The car can handle it and will be able to deal with whatever you throw at it, which is impressive. I do like this. I've driven other SUVs. Nissan Qashqai comes to mind. It doesn't drive as well as this. Good levels of refinement on motorways and driving. There's not a lot of noise. It is comfortable, as I said. There's a lot of space, a lot of headroom, even with the panoramic roof. So it's a comfortable place to spend time. Okay, I enjoyed driving this car, I have to be honest. It surprised me. I thought an SUV might be have to go slow now because I'm going to fall over if I go around the corner, this kind of idea. That was a conception I had. It was a misconception, as it turns out, although it was based on a Qashqai from some years ago. This is nice. I'd recommend this to anybody. Try this. This will change your mind on SUVs. This is really, really good. If we're looking in the engine bay then, to change things like the oil and what have you, we can get to the oil filters and the oil filler caps and what have you quite simply. Everything was easy. So the user serviceable parts are user serviceable. That's good. We like that. There's not a lot more to say about this except it's cheap to tax. It'll be cheap to run. The Ingenium engines from Jaguar are known to be economical. This is the four-wheel drive version with the 180 horsepower engine. So this is perfectly set up for Irish roads, UK roads. Really, really nice car. I would recommend anybody look at this. Just on a sales note, if it's going to be sold, it'll be sold with VRT paid and a warranty and NCT and all of that kind of stuff. Now, what sort of a score does the F Pace get in the Journey of a Petrolhead ratings? I wasn't really expecting the huge score out of this, and based on the same rating that every other car has got, this has come in quite well. This has scored a total of 87.7%. That's pretty good. That's a lot better than I expected, and is right up there. An interesting side note, this is the second car we've borrowed from Kevin Giles Motors to take for a test, and it's the second car that's scored well in terms of levels of refinement, drivability, attention to detail. So Kevin has a nice range of things down here. It's worth coming down to have a look. And again, I'd like to say thanks to Kevin for allowing me to borrow this F Pace for this test drive. Fantastic stuff. Okay, that's Paul signing off. Like and subscribe, guys. We'll bring us some more reviews in the future. Thanks again.